Day.
The Sydney to Hobart yacht race is just underway on Sydney Harbour. 100 yachts are contesting this year's race. Wild Oats 11 still favoured to take line honours. Joining us now is Sky News Sydney reporter Gemma Coates. Well, Gemma, it started.
That's right, Nicole. So a very hotly contested race this year. As we heard earlier, we're not expecting the race record to be broken. The race record, of course, set by Wild Oats 11. It's 1 day, 18 hours, 40 minutes and 10 seconds. And we're not expecting that to be broken this year. But we have 8 maxis, and that is quite a lot for the race. Usually in any other year there might be 2 or 3 of them. And we have these new regulations allowing these 100-foot maxis to take part. And the real race, as they say, is the handicap honours, the holy grail of the Sydney to Hobart, and some of these boats can take up to a week to get to Hobart. The range in length varies greatly. Some of them are just 33 feet long, and as I said, compared to these 100-foot maxis, that's quite a big difference. So obviously a hotly contested race this year.
And Gemma, it's a pretty rainy old day in Sydney.
That's right, and in Sydney it is, because in Hobart at the moment it is fine. So they're not expecting this wet weather to continue for their Sydney to Hobart yacht race, but while they're in Sydney it certainly will be wet. And this can actually play havoc with the wind forecast. So we have a forecast southerly start, and they're heading up to these rounding marks as we speak. That'll take about 20 to 30 minutes. Some of the yachts will then head directly south, turn right and head south, and some of them will head a little bit further out to sea. And we will now bring you the start of the race. Let's take a look.
Start very close now. I wouldn't be surprised. Looks like a clear start to me. Yuzu at the bottom of in the middle of the line. And there's a spinnaker up already at the top of the screen.
Wild Oats 11 having a very good start in the middle of the line. ICAC also away smartly for Great Britain, and Alfa Romeo down at the pin end of the line. And Loyal starting to work its way through, but big problems here on Alfa Romeo.
They've got a wine glass in the spinnaker.
All right, we are going to talk now to sailing expert Terry Wise. Terry, good afternoon. You are on a boat on Sydney Harbour at the moment. Talk us through what you're seeing.
Thank you. A pretty exciting start here. There's a heap of traffic with the spectator fleet. Oz 2 on the eastern side got the best start with Wild Oats just below them, but they're slightly ahead. You said a few minutes ago, 20 minutes around the heads. I think it's actually going to be about 5 minutes. The majority, it's quite incredible. There's probably 50 or 60 really big boats, and of course 700 or 800 footers here, and they're just jibing a lot of the boats now. Coming up behind them and on second start line, we've got Shamrock who's almost catching the big boats at the moment, and it's pretty exciting here with the spectator fleet.
Yeah, it is always such an amazing spectacle to watch, isn't it? And more so if you're right there on the harbour, I can imagine. Now, it's pretty wet in Sydney today. Is that impacting this race so far?
Not really. The rain stopped here on the harbour at the moment, and with the grey skies, it's actually quite a good spectacle, all the beautiful coloured spinnakers. And I've got to say, in my rubber ducky here, I've probably got to do about 20 knots to keep up to the leaders here, so I'm halfway between the second start. In fact, I think the second start, the spinnakers, there's a lot more colour and a lot prettier, but they're quick too.
Gee, now, as you say, there are 8 maxis this year. That's quite unprecedented, isn't it?
It is, and as I said earlier, I thought Ichiban is their Commodore Matt Allen's boat. It was right on the behind the big maxi at the start, so he had a brilliant start, and he's only 70 foot, but he's just almost as quick as the big maxis that are 100 footers. I can't see Alfa Romeo at the moment behind all the spinnakers, but I think it looks like Wild Oats, he's on a port tack. He's heading towards Manly. That means going down left to the harbour, which he has to do to jibe. I can say 4 or 5 helicopters over the top of him, and he'll soon jibe back to be first out the head. Now I can now see Neville Crichton's boat. He's probably about 100 metres to the left, also on a port tack, and it's going to be really interesting to see them come back on the jive who's going to be first out the heads, and a few, probably I would say give it about 2 minutes before they're going through the heads and the bottom mark.
What are you expecting in the next couple of days? Who are you tipping to come home?
I'm tipping Alfa Romeo. He just won the Transpac not long ago, and the crew are just on fire. Although I love Bob and Val and their team, having sold them years ago. But he's won 4 Hobarts, but we'll see. I hope he gets there, but I think Neville Crichton's his team are just fully wired. They're really hot, those guys.
And it certainly looks like there are plenty of spectator boats out on the harbour taking a look.
Yes, I wish I had someone driving here. I thought it was a good smart to come out by myself, but I got Water Police, Army, Maritime Authority, the whole lot of them here. But I'm just trying to get down to the heads as quick as I can. But I'm just passing a lighthouse off Watson's Bay, and that's almost 10 to 15 feet between each boat. So I've got to be a bit careful.
Yeah, be careful there. We'll leave you to get down to the heads, Terry, and maybe chat to you a little later. Thanks very much for giving us your bird's eye view.
Okay, they've just jibed, and I can just see Wild Oats. It looks like Wild Oats is probably neck and neck with Neville Crichton on Alfa Romeo, so I think they'll be passing heads in less than a minute.
All right,
but
pretty quick.
Give us a call later.
We will, Terry Wise. Thanks so much for that.
Thank you.